getting it, fellas. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, the Wolverine. Along with my Christmas companions. Whoops! Brucemas companions! Head in a jar, he go!
Yo.
And good old, jolly old Saint Slab.
Saint Fudge Rounds. What's up?
Saint Fudge Rounds. What's up? Welcome to the show, folks. This week we're talking about the 2022. Could possibly be a classic in the future. I don't know. Violent Night, starring David Harbour, John Leguizamo, Beverly DeFucking-Angelo.
Right.
Yes. Let's get down, dude. High level. What's up?
Fucking oatmeal pies and zebra cakes.
That's it, baby. Santa is a Viking, man. Let's get into this. High level. What'd you guys think?
I think I suggested this a year ago.
Oh, yeah. So then Kev took credit for it and suggested it last week?
Pretty much. That's what happened, yes.
So this is my second viewing. That's quite entertaining. It's extremely bloody and violent. I got like the heebie-jeebies from some of those hammer strikes, as it were. Where I just, my balls tried to crawl inside my body. That weird sensation you get when you see somebody else in pain on screen. You're like, ooh, I got that quite a bit. But it's also paired with laughing, which makes the balls come back out. So it's all good.
Hey,
It's all about the journey of the balls.
there you go, man.
I love it.
That's great.
Right on, man. So the second viewing, it held up, or was there any like micro nostalgia with the second viewing, or was it just...
Micro nostalgia? You heard it here first, folks.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I asked just because like I feel like the tropeosity, the tropiary that is this Christmas movie will be shown on an annual basis in some households because of just how ridiculous it is. So
Definitely.
you'd end up with a little bit of action movie gore-fest Christmas nostalgia on occasion to chuck it on. But
Oh, no doubt.
I feel like it'll hold up year to year. I don't think it'll be a tradition in my household, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was very, very tropey. It was all of the tropes. It was actually very Buckaroo Banzai-esque in the sense that it just jammed all of the Christmas things and all of the Christmas movies into one Christmas movie.
Which tropes specifically are you referring to?
Well, I mean, you've got the obvious, like, meta trope of, someone has lost their way and finds, Christmas at the end. And in this case, it's meta because Santa has lost his Christmas way and Santa finds it again at the end. So there's, like, the meta Santa trope. There's the Die Hard as a structure of the movie trope. There's Home Alone tropes throughout. There's, heist tropes. There's just all of the tropes. It's like everything everywhere all at once. It was the fucking everything bagel of Christmas movies.
Yeah. Do you want me to do my high level, or do you want to keep going?
No, that's my high level. Like, I guess it's like,
okay, all right.
It was a tropiary that I enjoyed, and like I found like, my inner algorithm being like, well, actually this is a little bit of a troubled movie, but like it's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's a stupid movie that's supposed to be enjoyed. So it's a stupid movie that's supposed to be enjoyed. Just in the sense of, like, it's the like, I don't even want to, like, put this on the algo because the algo's a moody little bitch, and I just feel like it's a perfectly enjoyable, silly Christmas movie.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about it.
I may need an algorithm to decode what you just said, but yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you in your trepidation towards your
like,
own
it's not trying to be The
mathematics.
Godfather, like it's a silly movie, and that's okay.
It's great. Yeah, it's good fun, man.
So that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, and you should start a new algorithm just for Christmas movies.
Yeah, or just start a new algorithm because my old algorithm is fucking dumb.
Or Jesus Christ, dude! Somebody's got a little bah humbug going.
No,
on.
I don't
And
have a
if I
little
was
bah
there,
humbug. I've got a little
would-
bit of sass in my squirrel, my friend.
Oh, you do? Okay, all right. Well, man, If I was close by, I'd come over and give you a hug right now, dude, because it sounds like
buddy.
you could use one.
Yeah.
Someone ate the fudge filling out of your round.
That's it. That's it, man.
Then tried to put the two pieces back together like nobody would notice.
That's it. And doesn't quite work like that.
Go.
That's exactly what happened. So what are you ranking, people? Love it.
Oh my God.
Let's give me that kind of party.
I'm just laughing at you laughing.
That's it.
I'm going to tell you what actually happened. I was laughing at what we were talking about, and I had my phone in my hand.
Oh, you ejected.
While I was better than that. While I was waiting for Chad, I was just kind of like thumbing through Instagram, watching stupid reels, man. And when I was just laughing at what you just said, I glanced over at my phone, and it was I'm subscribed to this sales humor. And it was a really funny one with Yoda, and I saw it, and I started laughing, and that's what made me laugh harder. And so I just
so
sent it over
tired
to you.
of answering Luke's questions. He just up and dies.
I love how like Ben and I are dropping jokes, and then you laugh, and Ben and I are like, "Well, it was funny, but it wasn't that funny." And it turns out you fucking ejected into your Instagram feed. Jesus Christ,
that
man.
was pretty. That one was pretty funny because it was nerdy.
You were such a fucking Top Gun
what?
ejection seat asshole.
I am the king. Anyway, so finally, now that we're done consoling Chad, I can move on to my high level.
I'm Johnny Legs in this movie.
Yeah, you kind of are. I mean, I think, look, if you need to start a new algorithm, you need to start a new algorithm, dude. You know, maybe one that's based on happiness. not happiness. And I think Ben's idea is great. A separate one for Christmas movies, dude. So my high level is this is just great fun, man. This movie surprised me at 2-3 turns. Wasn't exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be more like kind of like a bloody. I mean, it definitely was. But it had, like you said, Chad, it had all these
Buckets
different
of blood.
Buckets.
It does have buckets of blood, but it's kind of like, what do you get when you take original Die Hard, Home Alone, like, you know, pick 3 other Christmas movies, man, and, you know, Christmas Chronicles, and it's like you throw them into a blender, man. Will it blend? Answer, yes, it does blend. And it came out fantastically, man. I just love David Harbour. I don't care what anybody saes. He's great.
Nobody
Just
says
awesome.
bad things about David Harbour.
Well, he did do Hellboy. I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
I didn't hear favorable things about it, but
What?
I didn't see it.
Hellboy.
No idea. I imagine it was probably all right.
What did he do? Hellboy or what? Well, I didn't understand the context of your what. Did you see it? Was it good?
No, I didn't even hear about it. That's why I was like, what?
Oh,
that. Yeah, no, yeah. He did David Harbour. They did a kind of reboot of Hellboy, and it was like apparently, you know, everybody was griefing on it, man, hard.
Greef
So,
Karga.
yeah, total grief cargo pants.
told me you're coming.
Yeah, so
Greef Karga told me you were coming.
yes, there you go, Werner.
Hey,
Welcome.
your favorite Gymbag Ian Mcshane was in it.
In
Yeah, dude.
Hellboy? I love
Hellboy, yeah.
Yeah. Your favorite gym bag.
Dude, I'm going to start going to the gym just to get a gym bag with his face put on it.
It has to be the face from the Photoshop that Betty did.
Yeah.
Or wherever that came from.
Mia Jovovich is in it.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Milla.
Like I don't ever
Jovovich.
even remember hearing about that. But all right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's why I say that about Harbour. I just
Well, fuck you, David Harbour, and your Hellboy. Is that what you want me to say? Nope.
Sure. So anyway, take all those movies, throw them in a blender. This is what you get, man, and it was a lot of fun. And I love that, like, we got like bits of cool lore that like we've never heard before about Santa
Like
Claus.
he's a former Viking warrior, you mean?
Yes, dude. I mean, come on.
I like how
Hey,
you're
you
gonna
know
like
what?
weave that into the pantheon of all other Christmas movies. So you're gonna sit down and watch a Christmas movie with your kids and be like, "Did you guys actually know that he's a Viking warrior that killed lots of people?"
No. I'm not doing that. But
Yeah,
I did think
I don't know that that's canon.
Well, I don't know if it's canon either, but I did like that they just went in some super interesting, fresh directions for this, while at the same time kind of combining all these elements of these other films into one. So. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it for all those reasons. Yes, maybe it's not canon, Ben, but I like the lore and the world building.
You are a bit of a lore
Definitely.
whore.
Well, I am a lore whore. I guess I am.
You're always talking about it.
That's it, people. A new EBD T-shirt coming your way.
Lore whore.
Lore
whore.
Lore, courtesy of Chad. Oh, man.
I love it. I love this. I know you weren't meaning to sound serious, but you sounded quite serious talking about the lore of Santa Claus, and I love it.
Yeah. No, I was serious about that part. I'm all
Jesus.
about the lore, dude.
It certainly works for this movie.
Right?
Oh, it definitely.
It definitely works for this movie. It was fucking excellent, man. Santa used to be a Viking, and he had a hammer. And I love when he's like, you could really just feel it, man, when he's sitting there talking about the hammer and he's remembering, and he's just like, yeah, wow, I used to really
just casually
some
talking
ass.
about like smashing 3 heads in a row to
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, man.
Skull Crusher. I tell you, boy, that was a hammer.
Right? And then he's like, if I could line them up, ooh, man, I could get like 3 heads in one shot.
This is so dumb. I love it.
This is so great because he's so freaking violent, dude. But he's like bringing Christmas gifts to kids. It's just good. I like it.
There's a lot. So there's surprisingly a lot to this. The more I think about it,
It's got tons and tons of layers.
yeah.
It
It was pretty fun.
Well, that wraps it up.
That's it.
Check
Check it out, everybody.
That's it, folks. We will see you next time.
It was awesome seeing D'Angelo again, man. I love her.
I do too, man.
Yes.
Right?
Beverly.
She had a mouth like Avasarala, man. God, I rewatched the beginning today.
Don't shit in my mouth and tell me it's chocolate cake.
Oh my God.
It was very Avasarala. That's a good call.
You can take that and shove it up your box. Oh, so
And then at
good,
the end,
man.
she's like, "And Merry Christmas to you, Senator," or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man.
There's another trope
Good
in there,
songs.
man. The game rich douche, non-redemptive rich douche thing with the son and Beverly D'Angelo. I thought that there was a little bit of something there too. The
What do you
guy's
mean by
trying to
that?
get back with his wife, but then he steals $300 million, and then at the end they're like, whatever. Like it's okay. Let's go be rich.
Yeah. Yeah,
I kind of got some game vibes there.
totally.
Well, by the end, Bev was like, "I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's so perfect. It's such a
I
perfect.
know.
You pulled yourself
Succession
up by your bootstraps and you tried to steal my money.
I
I'm
remember
so
with
proud
my
of you."
dad, I had to fuck him out of his money too. It's funny.
Yeah, it was.
Great.
Excellent.
Well, that wraps it up, folks.
I haven't seen her in anything in a long time, so it was definitely great to see her. If I had any kind of complaint, it would be that we didn't get enough of her in the movie.
Yeah,
even
that's
though
fair.
She was in quite a bit of it,
Did you guys watch that new-ish vacation movie from in the last decade or whatever?
What do you mean with Ed Helms?
I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I just was looking through her list and I
Yeah,
saw there was a
yeah.
newer one.
Yep,
Yes.
I saw it.
Is it any good? I imagine probably not.
Mhm.
Don't remember.
Probably says it all.
Which makes me think it probably wasn't that bad because I would have been armed to hate it.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
No, it wasn't bad at all. It was pretty good. It was like a kind of
Vacation movie.
yeah, but like at the end, it was just kind of like, hey, let's go see Grandma, and it's like Chevy and Bev, and you're like, oh, Mom and Dad, yay,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
yeah, it was kind of it was nothing like the Orig, dude, but
The original's so classic.
so classic.
Yeah, maybe it's just the quantity of times I've seen those movies, but
Oh my God, I've certainly seen the original.
She's legendary
one
for me.
about 8 million times. Yeah, she's great, totally. Clark, hey. Yeah, what else? Who else? What do you want to do? The cast? Like, how do you want to do this?
I want you to close your Instagram.
Dude, I did that a while ago, man.
The speeder bike jet thing that you just sent through?
Dude, it's the internet's fucking lagging. You're around the world, man. I don't know. I sent that like 20 minutes ago.
I just got it too.
It's lagging between Connecticut and Massachusetts.
You're very suspicious.
Totally.
Kev. Very suspicious.
Very suspicious. Very suspect.
Got confused when you hit send, and it went all the way around the world to Chad first and then went
I was
back,
like, oh shit, I gotta
back
go
to me.
Bounced off that wall in Perth and then bang up to Nantucket, you know? So
Nantucket.
So I always love a good movie. Did you guys have more on Bev, or can we move on?
Nah, I just love her. She's great. High five, Bev.
Yeah, I know, right? And still just like being Bev, dude. Like she was totally Bev.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
I thought so.
she's like a salty Bev.
Yeah, but she's always had a kind of bit of an edge on her, man, which I like. You know?
Yeah.
A touch of the sour, as it were.
High fives, Bev. Where were you gonna go?
High fives. I was going to talk about Johnny Legs.
Johnny Legs, dude. I love me some legs. I'm a leg man.
Totally.
I'm a leg man.
That's how I'm. Yeah, that's how I'm always going to refer to my appreciation for John Leguizamo as I'm a leg man.
Yeah,
I love that.
Is that what fans of Johnny
Yeah,
Leguizamo
exactly.
are known as?
oh my God.
They are now.
Yes. Yes, fans.
It's like the
of
Cumber
Johnny
bitches,
Leguizamo.
dude. You know, like you got to come up with one, and that's it.
All right then.
Okay, then.
Benedict Cucumber Patch.
I
Johnny
love it.
Legs Man.
He's great, dude. I love Leguizamo. He's fucking great.
Well, I like too that his whole arc in the movie was not just about stealing the cash, but his like absolute hatred of Christmas.
Yeah.
Everything that surrounded it, man, you know, and like the dead uncle thing kind of got me a little bit, dude. You know, I was like,
Sure.
God damn, dude, that's pretty awful, you know, and sad.
Yeah, I
But he
mean,
just- he
it's
hated it.
almost a trope in a way. You know, he's like so salty as a villain, and he gets back to his childhood fucking trauma about it. You know, then he gets to
Yeah.
murder Santa, and he's like so stoked about it at the end.
Yeah, it's very kind of Syndrome, you know, from The Incredibles, you know, not like when I was a kid. you
Sure.
know, right? You
Yeah,
know,
man.
it had that kind of that vibe to it. And he kind of just throws it out there matter-of-factly as we're cruising along through the story, you know? Just hate this fucking holiday, you know?
Yeah, it's like extra psyched because they're doing the heist on Christmas, you know?
Yes. And then he gets even more excited at the prospect of ending the entirety of Christmas by destroying Santa Claus and wiping him off the face of the earth, man. You know? It's crazy.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Might be one of the more creative kills I've seen on screen.
I would
That
have
was
to agree with you.
that was pretty good.
That was pretty
When,
special.
When Santa takes him out.
I love how he's so happy
You're
about
coming
it,
up the
too.
chimney with me.
Right? He just like throws the bloody torso, and he's so joyous.
He is so joyous.
It's one of those like always wanted to do that kind of things. You know, he's always had
Yeah.
that look. It's fucking great.
Yeah, no, exactly right, man. Really great.
Death by chimney.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So what else about Legs, dude? You just said you
Well,
like him.
I think-
Like, he's
yeah,
pretty solid here. He's no Hans Gruber, but he was pretty fucking solid.
No, but he's never going to be Hans Gruber. Johnny Legs could never play Hans Gruber. But he did, you know, in addition to everything we've said already, he just had a very classic kind of villain vibe. And he's like one of those guys, man. He can be really, he can portray and come off very diabolical and sinister, man.
Sure.
Like, in a very real way, you know? And I've seen him do it numerous times. As good as he can be funny, but he's one of those people that's just got that kind of edge to him, you know? And you're just kind of like,
Don't want to cross him.
just not quite sure, man. You know what I mean? So, like, even when you watch, like, Chef, for instance, you know, it's like, great movie, dude. And
Great
he's
movie.
really funny in it. And he's great at being funny like that, but he's always got that little Johnny Legs edge to him, man, you know. And we get a good dose of it in this too, you know. He's properly diabolical, man, and I like that. Sinister, even.
Yeah, he's quite versatile.
Indeed.
Which is, I guess, if you grew up, I feel like he was mostly in comedies.
Yeah, I was gonna say tons of comedy.
Like he's done well with not getting pigeonholed into just doing that.
Yeah,
and he's really good. Yeah.
It's a kind of a terrible movie, but his character in Spawn always struck me as a good example of his crazy, sinister abilities too, as the Violator.
Yeah, that's weird. I was just thinking about that same exact role. And then I was also just thinking about how, I don't remember if you guys recall or not, but 20-ish years ago, he was doing comedy specials a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it was very kind of
like a one-man show kind of a thing.
That's what I was just going to say. Yes. It was like he had either a one-man show or his comedy specials were very kind of one-man showish. I feel like they were a little bit of a hybrid.
Cool.
He definitely had a
pretty
one-man show that was like, Hey, Beastmaster's on.
Yeah, okay.
It was on HBO, and it was on a lot. I definitely watched it a couple times.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't remember that one. I definitely remember him in that 90s Romeo and Juliet, though. He was pretty solid in that, too.
What, the Baz Luhrmann thing?
Yeah.
With DiCaprio?
Tybalt, yeah.
And Claire Danes or whatever.
Claire Danes.
There you go.
He's been in tons of shit.
Yeah.
I hadn't really considered that he had such a broad swath of different stuff. Like Summer Sam, too, But he's great, dude. I mean, shit, even most recently as Bruno in Encanto. Anyone with a fucking daughter knows that shit.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God, the Pest.
Hating on Disney movies is tight.
Oh, dude. So over them.
Oh my God, they're terrible.
So anyway, I'm a leg man.
Yeah. There you have it. You're a leg man.
The eldest son, you guys might remember as the blonde baddie Vicious in Cowboy Bebop live action. I was like, where the fuck do I know that guy from? And I looked him up.
Who, the actor guy, Morgan Steele?
No.
Oh, no,
Hassel.
the main
Alex
character
Hassel.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely looked familiar, and that's, I guess, it.
That and
Yeah.
Translucent in The Boys, which we talked about when we did
Oh,
yeah.
snap, dude. Yes. Wow. I didn't even freaking pick that up, man.
He was good. I really liked
Yeah,
Cowboy
he
Bebop,
was.
too. It was lame they canceled that shit.
I know. I thought it was really good, too. And I think...
That was super fucking lame.
What? They canceled it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Really lame. Yeah, I remember that now, too. Yeah, he was really good. He was good in this. This movie just had a little bit of everything. And the little kind of dynamic, it was almost like the kid and him and his wife had their own little side arc story. And it was their own, but what was great about it, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but it had that cheesy Hallmark Christmas card movie of the week kind of thing.
Totally.
Going
Yeah.
on.
Another
you know
trope.
what I mean? With the with the sappy dialogue and all this stuff, and he really leaned into it and laid into it hard, man. He dialed it in, So yeah, I very much enjoyed that. Whether it was
It had to have been intentional, man. Come on. Everything else was intentional, so.
I mean, it had to be, dude. Well, I was going to drop this as a nugget. You probably read this, Chad, but the name on the catering company truck was Farkus and Dill, which is the two evil kids
Home Alone.
in Christmas Story. No, Christmas Story.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The bullies.
Yeah. Scott Farkus and Grover Dill.
Scott Farkus.
He had yellow eyes. Yellow eyes.
And Grover Dill, his creepy little toady.
He's a little gremlin dude.
Yeah, he's great, man. So yeah, I mean, when you've got that level of attention to sort of detail going on, you're right. It probably wasn't.
It's super self-referential, to the genre. Yeah. It would have been fun writing it and making it. Just be what stupid, crazy shit can I bring to this, and you just keep piling it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's part Die Hard, part Home Alone, part Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's all the things.
It's all those things.
Bit of the rich kind of succession family infighting bullshit. Who's going to get the money kind of thing. That was a funny angle, dude. I love the sister and her fucking movie star boyfriend.
Oh,
Did you
please,
see
yeah.
that
Let's
nugget
camp out
about
there
him?
for a minute.
You must have, where it was like he was based on Mark Wahlberg.
Yes, I did.
Dude,
that was great.
I never heard that Wahlberg claimed he could have taken out the terrorists on one of the 9/11 flights. It was like the most Mark Wahlberg fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
And I love that at the end of it, the very last line of the nugget was, which he quietly apologized for.
Fair enough, dude.
All right.
Say hello to your mother for me, okay?
Hey, dog, how's it going? I like your fur. That looks really great. So you're a dog, right? What's that all about? Okay, well, it was great to meet you. Say hi to your mother for me, okay?
He was great, dude.
Yeah, that was, he was great, man, when he did all that. He's always like jumping up and doing all that kung fu kicking, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Kiss me in front of my son.
Oh, that was so gnarly, dude.
So gross.
And that was
great,
another
too.
thing. She was, man. Like, talk about playing the, perfect, let me see how to frame this exactly right. Like, one of the rich kids, now divorced, dating some hot actor who's drinking all the time. I was like, she played that perfectly, man.
Dude.
And the makeout scene on the couch was just like the cherry on the top, man.
And her fucking knucklehead TikTok kid was perfect, too.
Oh my God, right? Hashtag blessed. Yo, it's Bertrude living the gangsta life or whatever he's saying. Oh my God.
Everything I hate about TikTok and that lifestyle, that kid just channeled it so perfectly.
Yes.
It's just so perfect. He was so good at it, it made me angry every time he spoke.
Yes, I was too. Yes, you just perfectly worded that, dude. Well done.
I love that he was. I like that little drop too. He's like, dude, you named your daughter Gertrude, you lame ass kisser. He's like, you named your son Bertrude.
Yeah.
So stupid, man, but it's so good.
And then she takes the knife handle and twists it by turning to the kid and saying, "Yeah, that's not a real name, Bert."
It was great. There's all kinds of silly shit going on.
Oh God, yeah.
Just a very, very, very slight U-turn to Johnny Legs. I really enjoyed when he popped Beverly D'Angelo in the face.
Oh my God, right?
It's just, yeah, it's one of those things where there's always I don't know, cultural plot armor against that kind of idea. Like the bad guys are going to be gentlemen and not ever punch a hostage in the face, even if it's a lady, or shoot a lady. And I kind of like that they leaned into it as a joke here. It was funny.
Oh my God, man. Yeah. I really liked your use just now of the term plot armor that I've heard in pitch meeting quite a bit.
Sure.
Well done.
Also, kudos to Gertrude for taking it like a champ. She just gets popped and she's like, whatever. We've got a bunch of fucking kill squads coming for you guys. She's so hard. I love it.
She was hard.
Muscles. Hard. Muscles.
Hard Melissa.
I think maybe with that little turnaround to Johnny Legs, let's talk the baddies, dude. That kind of had the Hans Gruber-y kind of squad thing. They all had their fancy names. Gingerbread and Candy
Love
Cane
the code
and all
names.
that shit. Code names were great.
Krampus. Yeah.
Krampus was the best one, man. He was great.
The
Dirty little
sociopath, yes.
fucking sociopath. Who Kev, you'll know he was one of the dudes in the Revenant, Fryman.
Was he?
He looked familiar. I was like, where do I know that guy from? Turns out it was the Revenant.
Huh. Wow. I don't remember him from The Revenant. I mean, he had quite a lot of hair in this.
They all look the same in the Revenant, to be fair. They all look like
homeless
dudes
they all looked
pelted in
greasy and
beaver
terrible.
pelts.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, it was
Greasy
very
and beaver
tropey.
pelts.
It was less refined than a Die Hard crew, but it had the heist crew kind of thing. It had Kung Fu fucking Fury, couple people that were all Kung Fu'd out, a couple people that were all technicaled out. Gingerbread kind of had the, like, big Viking fucking fisticuffs dude trope going on. I enjoyed it when he took a 16-penny nail through his bottom jaw.
Ooh, man. Right? Talk about cringing, dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that he got a 16-penny nail to his bottom jaw after talking shit about the booby traps.
Oh.
No, that whole sequence was definitely cringy.
Rough.
But it was great.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was great.
No, it was great, but it definitely.
Yeah, it was.
I was feeling that testicular sensation throughout that whole
no doubt.
sequence.
Ooh, yeah.
But I feel like that's another one where they leaned into it so hard to poke fun at Home Alone, because, you know, it's like the people that are running through these gauntlets are actually getting fucking maimed, and yet, like, Kevin McAllister's like, yeah, fuck you guys, you know? It's like, no, these dudes are getting fucked up, and they leaned into it here, you know? Like, they actually got seriously fucked up, and, like, the little girl doesn't realize she's fucking them up because she's reenacting a movie, you know? Like, they got properly fucked. Bowling ball to the fucking head, driving a nail into his... It's just so silly, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, and then cringy, too. Super cringy.
There's rarely an opportunity for a Home Alone booby trap callback in a movie, and I'm glad that they did it.
Yeah, me too, man. It was good. It was a nice little addition there, yeah.
I think we were talking about it a while ago, maybe last year for Brucemas, where I had recently watched Home Alone, and, like, the booby trap scene, I remember being like an hour and 20 minutes of the hour and 35-minute runtime, but the actual booby trap scene is like 5 minutes in the goddamn movie.
Yeah, you're right about that. And it's, I don't know. I like the inclusion even more because it, they kind of reference it at the beginning, and you're kind of like rolling your eyes like, oh, God, here we go with the Hallmark freaking Christmas movie, right? Like, I got totally suckered right into that.
You did. It sounds like they got you on that one. When the car was
they
there,
did.
you know, she's like, I love Christmas. I love when they run into the guard at the front, and they're like, hey, Bobby, how are you? What did you ask for Christmas? He's like, I asked not to fucking work, you cunt. I was just like, well, here you are. You're working.
Yeah, but that was, again, you know, George. All security guards like that are named George, dude.
Yeah. Love you and squeeze you and hug you and call you George.
Sure. And yes, dude.
Poor bastard got shot in the head, too. You felt bad for George.
Oh, man. I know, I did, too. I was like, oh, he's so nice, and he didn't want to work on Christmas. You know?
It's brutal. Poor guy.
Very much so. All right, where shall we fly to next?
I mean, it would probably make sense to talk Santa, man. Like, it's one thing we haven't really talked about.
Sure, yeah.
I did enjoy him. Yeah. It was kind of Billy Bob Bad Santa opening bar scene. You know, he's kind of like being a grumpy, I'm eating my lunch kind of Santa at the bar there.
Yeah, a little bit, but not too much that I got annoyed.
Yeah, and it was very on the nose, and you could kind of see it coming by him puking all over the bar, the barkeep on the roof. Yeah. So dumb, dude. But she's like, he's real, and then just gets a fucking bucket of puke dumped on her.
And I did not see that puke coming at all, man.
No, it was good.
Great.
It was funny. Like, it's just super dumb. I think that it was a good choice because it just, you're like, oh, okay, it's this kind of movie. All right, yep. I just like how burnt out he is, you know? Throwing fucking money and DVDs and video games around. He's just so grumpy.
He was, and I loved how pissed he was about video games, especially.
If Brian Leonard was a Santa Claus, your fucking video game.
Yeah, it was great, really great.
But that was another one that I guess they I didn't pick up at the time, but Santa is very Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. Like, the more you believe, the more powerful he gets. Like, he's super weak in the beginning, but by the end, everyone's believing in Santa, and he comes back to life. You know, like he struggles to fight the first one, and then by the end, he's fucking. What did Beverly D'Angelo say? Jean-Claude Van Dickhead or something?
No, I wrote that down, actually.
It was so good.
Because it was so good. Hold on.
Jean-Claude Van Dipshit.
That was it, Jean-Claude Van Dipshit. And I loved when, right when she said that, he did this thing where he
jumped out the window. Exactly. Was that when he jumped out the window?
Well, that was the end of it. Yeah, the end of it was he jumped out the window. He was like, "Dude, we're gonna do this, but and then he just dives out the window, and everybody else is still inside. I was like, nice work, dude.
So good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The fact that Santa Claus has a fucking arc in this movie, I find hilarious.
Yeah, and what a great one too, man. That was again outside the norm of what we normally see in these like Christmas movies. Like I liked Christmas Chronicles do with Kurt Russell. Like that freaking Jailhouse Rock scene was just so good, man. You know, and like there's some similar elements there, but I liked how this is just like, we got all this like backstory that we didn't ask for about Santa and where he comes from, dude. And it's like, turns out with a little reminiscing and nostalgia, he was a freaking beater of a Viking, man, He was kicking ass and crushing skulls, dude, He
fucking takes off his shirt to sew up his knife wound and he's covered in fucking like Celtic tats and shit.
Yeah.
I know, right? And I was like, oh, there's some kind of magical Santa tats, And then, then we find out about the Viking thing and you're like, wow, okay, cool.
I love that he's a hammer wielder. Do you think that the cringe of the ball cringe, Benny, is directly tied to how often you have used and understand the dangers of a large sledgy? Because I feel like it would add some kind of truth to it all. Like you've swung one and know how much it would fuck someone up. So you're like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, just when they do violence really well and like really graphic stuff, I think. It's more like I've been injured so many times in my life that I get like phantom sensations,
Sure.
I get like these weird sort of electric shock sensations.
Yeah, no doubt.
Whenever I see something like that. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's a sign that they did it's a sign they did the violence really well. I get that.
Yeah.
If I get that sensation, if I feel it in sympathy with like what I'm seeing, then I know it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's like watching random YouTube videos of people skating down rails and hitting themselves in the nuts. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
It does. Perfectly.
It does. I feel similarly, Ben. Definitely. I feel that for sure.
Feel that. I heard that.
Well, it's a sign that it is well done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the other like violent bit that I think was handled with love and care, and maybe I'm gonna like the psycho in me is gonna come out here, and you guys are gonna be like, what? But I feel like every Buckaroo Banzai loving 10-year-old boy has eaten a candy cane until it turned into a point and kind of fantasized of it being like a knife, and I love that Santa did that in this.
Wait, the fantasizing that what is a knife?
It's like when you eat the candy cane, you're a kid, and it's like a super sharp point. You're like, I could fight a bad guy with this,
Oh, totally, man.
Santa does it. I just love that. I love that he just fucking rocks.
I'd forgotten all about that. I was like, what the hell is he sucking on a candy cane for? And I was like,
oh yeah. Right. He sticks it in a dude's jugular.
Right in.
Not just one, but like 3 or 4 guys he dispatches with that candy cane with extreme prejudice, man.
Great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
There's lots of great Santa themed deaths. The star the star to the eye.
The star in the eye, and then guy's still coming at him until he plugs it in.
Just
right?
Dude lights on fire. For like 3 minutes he's just in flames in the background while he's on the radio talking to the little girl. So silly.
Holy shit. Yeah. That's where this movie shines.
It really does.
Yeah, and that's a perfect segue into the action and the fight scenes, man, which I just thought were really, really excellent, man.
Pretty solid, dude.
Like, yeah, all
really
the fight
good
choreography was great.
But it was great. I think it was great because it wasn't John Wick. Like I love Wick in the sense that like he is an expert fighter and an expert marksman, but like I like it when it's not like a Jason Bourne style fight. Where it's a bit of a old school, the hero loses for part of the fight and then he ends up, taking it in winning in the end. Because I feel like these days it's very... Like, it's the Jason Bourne, I think, where he doesn't realize he's Jason Bourne, and then all of a sudden the guy's got, like, fucking 3 pens sticking out of him. You know, he's like, how did I do that, you know? It's like... Just in the sense that, like, you know, you got, like, the John Wick, he's an expert, he never loses. He takes a beating, but he never really loses. And then Bourne never really loses. And then I just like an old fight where it was kind of like a Rocky, where, like, you know, in a couple rounds he's taking a beating and then he ends up triumphing at the end. So, like, Santa Claus, like, in this one, I love that I'm talking about Santa Claus here. He, like, gets his shit pushed in from time to time, but ends up, like, sticking the dude in the eye with a star. Like, he gets beat up a fair bit. He's not just, like, this fucking invincible action star, you know? I liked that part of the fight sequences.
He's a tank. He's taking as good as he's giving, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude. It's the whole thing here, but it fits Santa Claus.
Perfectly.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
He is.
And just
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish that thought.
Please finish your thought. Go ahead.
Well, I was kind of moving on to something else, so
please,
that's why I'm encouraging you to finish your thought.
It was just a worthless City of Heroes reference. That's all, dude.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say he's an ice armor war mace tank, dude. Boom.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. So, continue, please.
Well, I was going to say that paired with, like, the comedic nature of the fights is great.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the stuff is kind of so over the top that it's you know, I mean, it's wicked violent, but very funny too.
Yeah.
I found myself chuckling through, you know, I'd be like, oh God, you know,
totally.
I was like grimacing and like laughing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like there's the Segal pool ball in a sock thing. He ends up with a bunch of pool balls in the fucking stocking.
Man.
Yeah, like, there's some seriously great shit there.
I was feeling every time that guy got hit with that thing, man.
Fuck you up, man.
Talk about ouch, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Slamming darts into his legs and shit. Like, it was very, very, very silly, but wholly enjoyable.
Extremely.
Even that first one, you know, his first fight where he ends up getting the guy out the window onto the giant icicle, you know. The dude's like a pretty solid fighter, the baddie, and Santa's just kind of flopping around the room trying to figure out how to fucking stop him. Takes one to the icicle. I like when they're outside, the bad guys and like legs are outside. He's like, maybe he fell. He's like, you've rappelled down buildings and you're telling me he just fell out a window?
Yes, that was so good. Yeah,
she was good too, whatever Candy Cane, or I thought she was quite funny. The one with the eye makeup.
The terrorist, you mean?
The baddie, yeah, the baddie. Where she especially when the tactical team shows up and he's like, maybe Santa's real. He's like, what the fuck did she just say? He's like, she's just joking, you know? There's a whole bunch of funny shit there.
And when Beverly's like, or not Beverly, but the drunk
Alva?
The drunk divorced mom. Yeah, it was was like, it's Christmas, smile, honey. She's like rolls her eyes.
Yeah, totally. It's like she's gonna fuck you up later.
Good times.
So patronizing.
Indeed. We already mentioned the best sort of just capping up the action and the fight scenes was the finger to the nose up the chimney outside, taking Johnny Legs out was
it was pretty solid.
Quite a way to go for taking out the main villain in a story, and it was definitely unique and different and new, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And then the other big action scene that we haven't covered was really the barn sequence with the tactical dudes. With like the snow blowers, the ice skates.
Ooh.
There was so much silly stuff in there.
That snowblower was great, dude.
The snowblower was pretty good.
Out, belching out the blood and guts on the side.
Very Fargo, yeah.
The little shooter thing, you know? It was great.
I feel like Riddick would have been envious of some of the kills in this movie.
Oh, totally, man.
Oh, yes. Nice call, man. Definitely.
Yeah. And I enjoyed the Special Forces dude who like has a little tough dude laptop outside, and it had that Aliens callback where all the camera feeds go dead, you know? He's like, he's watching all of the camera feeds and they all go offline. It was very much Predator 2 in the ice house, and then all the aliens crew going out with the camera feeds.
Yeah.
And he like starts shitting himself and runs away. Fucking Harbor throws the sledge at him and then blows him up with the fucking flame grenade. He's like, I gotta watch. It was so dumb, dude.
Yeah, it was, but that was great, man.
It was
Come
so
on.
silly. I don't know. I think that it's obvious. Like, of course, you have to make a Christmas action movie about Santa silly, but the fact that it's so silly is what sells it so well, I think.
Yeah.
It's just so
I think so, yeah.
silly. It's the broiest of movies, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's a little broy. I don't know. I
Broy.
like it.
I just feel like
I
it's the
don't
kind of
know,
movie
yeah.
where like, this was really funny. Watch this, honey. And then your significant other's just like, no thanks, man. At least that's the way with M.
Thought it was
M's not into these kind of
hilarious.
movies.
but
Yeah,
I don't know. I think a lot of people could enjoy it, man.
sure.
All right. Should we bits and bobs to the
We
finish
already
line?
are, I guess.
There you go. We already are. Bits and bobs, and here we go.
see, I'm already moving.
I'm already my center. I'm already moving. Okay, so what else? What else? Notable moments, things we loved.
I will state for the record that the Rick and Morty one crew over a Cuckoo's Morty episode has ruined heist movies for me. I no longer can take any heist movie seriously in any capacity. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a good thing you weren't really meant to take this one seriously.
No, but I still chuckle every time I catch a Rick and Morty-esque heist trope.
Yeah,
You son of a bitch.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I've said it before, but the eldest son who's trying to repair his marriage and whose daughter's like, all I want for Christmas is mommy and daddy to love each other again. Like, I love that he like seems like he's coming good, but it turns out he just stole $300 million. So, like, zero redeeming fucking qualities.
Yeah, that was a bit of a twist. I didn't see coming. You know,
Very Gordon Gekko-esque or whatever the dude from the game was. Goes from being a rich douche to being a rich douche.
Possibly redeemable. I can't remember how the
It was
whole
so
thing
good.
went. It was great. Totally douchey, possibly redeemable.
Something like
Investment banker or something like that. It was good. It was really good. Yeah, that was a twist I didn't see coming. I really like that a lot. What else?
How about his wife and Alva the drunk and the son beating Krampus to death with fireplace tools?
Hardware? Yes, that was
Yeah.
great.
I was going to
Is he
say,
alive?
nobody in the family actually gets through this without
Blood on their hands.
Murder.
Including the little
Yeah.
girl with her Home Alone
including
stuff.
the little girl with her Home Alone stunts. Yeah, like pretty much everybody gets in on the action.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was another super self-aware bit, was like having them beat Krampus to death and having Alva stab him in the neck with a poker. Like, you're often in these types of movies, the serious versions of these movies where like the baddies are defeated and the good guys win and they all hug and the cops roll up and wrap them in a blanket at the end. Like, there's very rarely a conversation about the fact of how many people just had to die. You know, how many people the good guy had to kill and how much fucking trauma there is. I like that it kind of leaned into that here, you know, and just pretended like there was no problem. Like, they just make out at the end and, you know, mommy and daddy are back together after having just killed another dude, you know? It's funny, man.
Yeah, I kept thinking like, wow, what are the cops going to say when they
Right?
show up? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's the brilliance of the movie, is that they just are leaning so hard into every part of it, man.
That's it.
And that's why it works so well. Like, I was just thinking about the girl, like the parts with the little girl, you know, like the whole thing with the walkie-talkie was really done well. And I like the conversation between her and Santa, you know what I mean? And how it wasn't all cheesed up and hallmarky, you know what I mean? Like,
But it was, but it wasn't.
Exactly, it was, but it wasn't. It had a very real quality to it that was very cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then like the way that they handled the whole like Home Alone traps, you know, was really good too. So, you know, again, lean in, and it's like they nailed it. They really nailed it, you know?
No
Like,
doubt.
I would totally watch this Christmas movie at other Christmases, possibly this one.
You definitely would dust it off from time to time, I think.
Sure.
I don't think it'll go into like the solid rotation for me, but like it was fun, man. I'll definitely check it out again at some point, I'm sure.
No doubt.
Maybe to speaking of leaning into tropes, I'll just make sure I'll dust it off next year for Ethan and Hannah in terms of showing inappropriate movies to my children, Kev.
Oh, that's
sounds like
inappropriate as you get, dude.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man? If you show this to your kids next year, I'm personally going to fly out there and slap you.
Well, that's why I'm doing it, just so I can get you to come visit.
Ah,
That was the game.
that was good. I like it. I like it.
Mother bits.
Yep. What else?
I love the bit where they're like at the nativity scene or whatever, and like everybody's driven away, and there's like the one guy that David Harbour knocked out with a snowball. Like he suddenly wakes up,
Yes.
and like the wife goes to shoot him, and the thing's out of fucking bullets, so like they have to like take him out by hand.
Yeah, no, it's just like, fuck.
The husband is just like, he's like screaming like a girl. Like,
Totally.
Yeah.
like he just kind of jumps on him and like wraps all four fucking limbs around him. And like, I don't know. It's just.
And the
like,
wife ends up taking
ridiculous.
him out too, which is very much the inverse of the damsel in distress bullshit. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's quite a few Die Hard 2 icicle callbacks. You know, icicle to the neck and the opening, and then I think she pops him with an icicle too, doesn't she?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Snowmobile chase was a Die Hard 2 reference too. Wasn't there a snowmobile chase in that, or am I just pulling that out of nowhere?
In 2, yeah.
Yes,
there was.
The double triple heist, double triple cross, where the kill squad's in on it.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
And
I
how
love that, dude.
and how the how Jean-Claude Van Dipshit gets just shot to hell.
He definitely got dispatched in a great
Oh
manner.
man, that guy totally reminded me of Chris Evans from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and he had a great name, dude. Morgan Steele.
It was perfect. He just runs out. He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Morgan Steele, the actor. You might know me from. I played a lot of military guys. Let me just say thank you for your service."
Totally. I love that.
It's just perfect, dude.
Yeah.
So much good stuff. Shout out to the ridiculously stupid vault. They like leaned in hard to the Ocean's 11 fucking neon lit.
Man.
You can see the mechanisms fucking bleep bloop lights.
Super,
vault.
yes. Super high tech.
Everybody's got one of those in their basement.
Right?
Yeah. Super high tech, dude. That was great. It was really great.
I don't know. The more we talk about this, the more hyped I am, to be honest.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it a lot, but sometimes when we talk about it, it just gets me more hyped.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty silly.
I have noticed that about you. Yep.
The one thing they didn't do, speaking of Christmas stories, I would have appreciated a tongue removal via sticking to a flagpole or something. Like there was something in there for maybe the sequel.
That would have been
Which
cool.
is confirmed. They've confirmed. I think they've begun production on a sequel, which I like because it was an old school budgie,
Really?
20 mil budge with a 76 mil gross. So like an old school kind of tripling of money. Didn't do amazing, but didn't do bad, and they've already greenlit the sequel. So
Yeah.
I like it. I'll watch another David Harbour kills a bunch of people movie.
Totally. There's allegedly supposed to be a sequel, but who knows if we'll ever see it.
What were you looking at Instagram?
No, I was reading a nugget about it that they were saying like right when the movie got ended, right when the film, got released or came out, one of the producers was quoted as saying, we're going to start filming the next one in a couple of weeks.
I literally just told you that they were. Like the thing I said just before you said, I literally just told you that it was confirmed.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I thought you said something else.
Are you driving? What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I thought you said I we're saying it in a way of like I wonder if they're coming out with, see, you know what I'm saying, dude.
That was great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, sure.
I love you, man.
I love you too, buddy.
I look forward to getting a message in a week where you're editing this. You're like, yep. Mm-hmm. Didn't listen to what you said, bro. That's funny.
No. I thought you were talking about something else. Sorry.
It's okay, bud. No, that was good.
All right. What else?
All right then. It's
Yeah. All right. What else?
it's a great place to end it, I think.
That is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, no, that's good. All right. let's cap it there. How about nuggets? What do we got? Anybody?
Nugs, dude.
Anybody got a nug?
Farkus and Dill Nug was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't in the nuggets section though.
No, and the Mark Wahlberg thing, dude. I love that, dude. It's so funny.
I read
Yeah,
both
that
of
was
those
good
on IMDb too.
It's it. I too can read.
I know IMDb now ruining nuggets for everybody.
Oh,
forever.
it's not a nugget, but like shout out to the production company here. I guess the production company is responsible for a lot of recent, like they did Bullet Train and they did that is it the Bob Odenkirk action movie one?
Oh, nobody.
Yeah, so like they definitely have a kind of vibe of types of movies they're making, and I think this fits right into that. So, yeah, it was just interesting because like Tommy Wirkola, the guy that directed this, I had never heard of the guy. I didn't really know kind of anything he had done, but he did a good job here, man.
The director, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that guy either. His name sounds like it could be familiar, but no.
That reminds me of the dude from those really bad movies. Is it Tommy Wiseau or something like that? I picture him making this movie. The Room, you remember that?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, I kind of picture him in his long black hair and his jacket directing this movie. That's what I picture.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. The last name is somewhat familiar, similar, sort of. Yeah, that's going to be my Farkus nugget was my best one.
It's pretty
That's
good.
all I got. Yeah, it was good.
Deaths?
Only one that I got, and that was me ejecting on Instagram.
Dude, you ejected so hard.
Yeah, I did. That's all I got.
Yeah, right. That's pretty lame.
The bit at the end might be a death.
That was pretty funny.
I don't really see how, but
It was pretty good. Misunderstanding death.
definitely one of the best ones for sure. Hold on. I got it. All right.
I'm going to repeat everything Chad just said.
Yeah. That's why I'm putting I'm calling it the quantum misunderstanding.
It was pretty good. Like, I'm willing to believe that it was a misunderstanding, but it was, I just see you. I picture you watching like 3 StaleKracker videos while I talked about it, and then you'd be like, "Hey, you know they were going to make a sequel? They were thinking about it."
No, that's happened before, man. No,
Oh,
that was not it.
I like how
I appreciate that, but
Benny
no.
lost it.
I know. I was there.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, so the
Mm-hmm.
So the quantum misunderstanding death, and then that other Instagram ejection. That's it. It's pretty weak.
Yeah, that's pretty weak sauce.
Yeah, it is. Well, that'll just motivate us to do better next week. Ratings. Benny, why don't you go first since you brought this to the table originally before I hijacked it?
Gonna give it a 7 3/4.
Nice.
Wow. That's pretty good. I'm going to give it a solid 8 3/4.
Cool.
I think this is great. I was very, very surprised by this movie. I was impressed with this movie, and I really enjoyed it. It's really interesting when you get to see something fresh in a Christmas movie after all these fucking years. You know what I mean? So this is pretty fresh, dude.
Cool.
Fried and green.
In protest to my algorithm,
My own algorithm.
I'm gonna rate this 3 out of 4 candy cane knives.
Sweet.
Ooh, I like that, man. You're kind of hearkening back to Ben's old improbability drive.
I don't think it's fair to put this on the algorithm because it would just be like some super low number that's stupid and it's not interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I'm abstaining from rating by saying it's 3 out of 4 candy cane knives.
And
2.9.
EBD first, man. Yeah, exactly. I love this movie. It's a 2.9.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of getting sick of my own algo here.
That's all right.
Algoed yourself into a corner.
I have.
Well, it's either going to have to die or it's going to have to grow and evolve like we do as humans, Chad.
There you go. I wonder what its final form is.
Yeah. All right, so...
Not a human.
Well,
It's not
Yes.
a human.
Not a human.
It's not a human.
Yeah. Nimbly bimbly.
From tree to tree.
I was catching up on Renfield today while I was working outside, and I could not get that out of my head. It wasn't in that episode, but you saying nimbly bimbly in that Arnold voice.
It's pretty good.
I could not get that out of my head today. Nimbly bimbly. Okay, so Chad, what are we doing next week?
You shouldn't have to ask that question considering the time of year it is, my friend.
That's right. It's Brucemas time.
It's beginning to look a lot like Brucemas.
Very nice rendition.
Brucemas.
Break out the barefoot Brunos. Yeah, go ahead.
That's it. Brucemas. Break them out.
So what are we going to do?
We are coming at you with some Bruce.
What was the companion cocktail?
Oh,
Jamaican Me Happy? Jamaican Me Crazy?
you're making me crazy.
No. We had one more recently.
Yeah. Last
I
year
don't
we came up
remember
with,
what the hell it was.
It was in 2023. It was like
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember
boy.
the movie, but I remember there was like a
Was it a Hans
similar
movie?
scenario where
Was it a riff
No.
on the Coke thing? I can't remember.
no, it wasn't.
I feel like a Hans Booby would be a good one. But yeah, I don't know.
Was it Children of Men? Because fucking
Yes.
Clive Owen was going around with no shoes
Yes.
on through half the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
I believe that was it. Yes. Yes.
I don't remember
Yeah,
what it
remember
is.
that.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah.
Because that is another great instance of watching a movie, seeing the guy in his bare fucking feet and cringing at some of the terrain he was going over in his bare feet, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of that in this one too, with the peppermint girl and her stepping on the with the glue in her shoes and stepping on the light bulbs. Very Home Alone.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Mhm.
But not in that same kind of cringy way. Like
No.
when he was given the sneakers in the Russian village or whatever in
The flip flops.
Children of Men, like I had like
yeah.
I had a palpable reaction to that. Like I was like, oh,
Thank fuck.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
I was like, wow, nice pair of sneakers. It looks like they're in pretty good shape. You know, holy shit.
No doubt.
Yeah, I think that was
really good.
definitely where it was from. That was funny.
That was definitely where it was from.
All right, so what exactly are we doing next week?
In celebration of Mr. Bruno himself, we're gonna meta Bruno with Red. Red. Some of
I
our
don't know what meta
fucking
Bruno means, but I'm down.
favorites: Carl Urban, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren,
That other guy from that other movie,
Lawrence
that we
Turner,
love. There you
Jacqueline
go.
Fleming. Red.
Red. Wow, exciting, folks. Get ready for that. That's going to be great. Merry Brucemas. Happy Brucemas. Get ready for some Bruce coming at you next week, right here on the EBD. And that's about it. Thanks for joining us for Violent Night. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we'll see you next week for Red, a Carl Urban film. So long for now, folks.
See ya.
Ciao.
And that's going to wrap up this week's Brucemas episode. Folks, if you'd like to support our wonderful endeavor, you can do so in a number of ways. You can rate us and review us. You can tell people to check out the show. You can also support us directly on Patreon. That's patreon.com/EBD podcast. And we'd like to take a second to thank everybody that has listened and has supported us lo these many years. We very much appreciate it. And we hope that everybody has a happy and safe holiday this year. And don't forget to grow in your mustache. As always, check us out on social media. We are always on Instagram, where we use the handle @EBD Podcast. And of course, if you'd like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/234. Thanks for joining us for Violent Night. We'll see you next week for the Carl Urban classic, Red. So long for now, folks.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy, three for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop into it.